So, we've been doing the research, we've been doing the crunching, and I think it's time we enter the datascape, or the Cyberse realm. So, what is up, duelists, and welcome to another Local Diaries. So, for this segment of our Local Diaries, I know I have said pendulum till Age of Overlord, but I have been getting really frustrated, haven't been able to find a version of any of my pendulum decks that stands a competitive chance and being really great content for the channel. So we are working on our new Pendulum Magician Zark for next week when we can get our hands on Age of Overlord, and we will show you what Pendulum Magician or Zark, however you want to call it, will do. But for today's Local Diaries, we are going to be heading into the Cyberse realm again, and we're going to be exploring our Adagnisters. So I have been playing Adagnisters since its conception, and I have loved the deck. Ending on that big Arrival Cyberse Adagnister with 6k or however big you can get it, anywhere between 4 to 6k is really ideal, and just sit on the towers and pass has been phenomenal. But for today, we're going to explore a different route, combining both of what I and Yusaku were able to pull off in the anime to combine them together and show you a new and updated version of a 40 card Adagnister deck. So without further ado, let me show you the profile. Alright, you guys, let me show you our profile that we are working with for today. So we're going to start out by showing just kind of like the standard Adagnister lineup, which is triple Achishi, triple Hikari, 1 Buru, 1 Doyon, 1 Doshin, 1 Gachiri, and 1 Danmari. So I know most people play Hiyari Adagnister. I see the validation behind it, especially with the package I'm playing. I just kind of like the Doshin more. I also don't remember where my Hiyari is, so we're rolling with that. Otherwise, everything else is kind of just pretty standard. Achichi and Hikari are both 1 card starters. Definitely want to see Achichi, but I mean, Hikari also gets you that 1 card engine, so there's that. And then for our spells, for our Adagnisters, we are playing 2 Islands, triple I Meet You, and then 1 Fighting Spirit. And again, most people do play the 1 Idol Reborn. I like the Fighting Spirit. I also see validations behind the Idol Reborn for its banishing effect. I also like it when this one as well gets banished, but it also serves as a protection for Adagnster monsters, 2300 more attack, but typically you're not ending on them, so there's probably more reason for the Idol Reborn. I just honestly like that this is also an ultra and not a rare. So moving on, we do play a Mathmech engine, so we're playing 1 circular, 1 addition, 1 sigma, 1 subtraction with 1 equation. So we're playing this lineup just as like another 1 card engine, because circular is just that ideally. And for this build, it is a very bit unique where you're not really wanting to end on the same end board as you would, but it's still possible to get to depending on what else is in your hand, so you just kind of roll with that. Next, for our next bit of engine, we do play Cyberse, Sage, and Signet Ritual. And this is the reason why I say the Hiyari comes in, because you use Hiyari Tribute, and then you can search this out essentially. Or you can also search the Gachiri out, but either or. Then we place triple Signet Mining as our last kind of spell lineup to get into any of our Cyberse cards. And then we do follow it with triple Nib, triple Ash, triple Valor, and triple Imperm with 1 called by. I think this is just a good standard hand trap lineup. Most decks nowadays aren't respecting the Nibiru. Ash is just really great in any format essentially. Valor and Imperm being effect negation is just always key and critical. And then the called by, just to get rid of problematic stuff in the graveyard, or if you get hand trap thrown at you, boom. Moving on to our extra deck. Now this is where things get interesting, because we are playing 1 Cyberse to Sapworm, 1 Wind Pegasus Adagnister, 1 Light Dragon Adagnister, and 1 Alimbertion for everything that isn't a Link monster in our extra deck. So the reason why we're playing this lineup is because of what we play as well in the Link lineup. So we're playing 2 Infinite, 1 Witch, 1 Wicked, 1 Splash, 1 Templar, 1 Heat Soul, 1 Transcode, 1 Dark Fluid, 1 Singularity, and 1 Arrival Cyberse Agnister. So our end board wants to be a Singularity, Dark Fluid, and Heat Soul with these 3 engrave alongside the Cyberse Sage. So that way Singularity's got 4 bounces and Dark Fluid has 4 negates as well. If we can't end on this board, we do play the Arrival Cyberse, so we end on that just kind of as a big towers, and we just kind of beat down our opponent, because if they have the out, they have it. If they don't, they don't. So that's the reason why we play that. As for our side deck, this could be a little improved upon. I'm still trying to figure out how this deck really functions going second, or even like going into game 2. So we do play 1 Update, 1 Access Code, 1 Firewall Dragon. The Firewall Dragon is a flex spot. I was playing it in the main board at one point just because we could go Singularity, Firewall, Firewall, Dark Fluid. So you had 4 bounce, 2 bounce, and then also 4 negate rather than the draw power for Heat Soul. But I saw the draw power of Heat Soul and having the Arrival Cyberse in the main better than having Firewall Dragon. And Access Code Update Jammers is a classic close game state. So that's the reason why it's in the side. I don't want it in the main just because there is stuff in the extra deck main that you do need that's a little bit more critical to your combos. But again, this is a very heavy combo centric deck that has its issues when you are trying to play through stuff, but this is what today's for, to really experiment, find out what it does and what its choke points are. And then as well, for other hand traps in our side, we play triple Ghost Bell, triple Droll, just to stop graveyard stuff, searching. Droll is still a good card in the format to some extent. There are better options like DD Crow for graveyard, Skullmeister again for graveyard, since that's what our format is going to. My locals, at least since I haven't been in a while, hasn't hit that point yet that I know of. So we're kind of just going with this, knowing from previous information, and we'll see what happens. Then we play 2 Cosmic with the Duster, and then triple Evenly, because Evenly I don't think will ever be bad. I think Evenly is very good to just kind of clear a board and then proceed to do your thing. And then the Cosmic's Harpy, it's really just to show no respect to the back row. The same thing with the Evenly. If you see Labyrinth, Trap Tricks, any back row heavy deck, you want to just blow it out. So that is our profile that we are rolling with today. And I am excited to play this deck again. So let's head on over to locals and see how we do for today. All right, you guys. So round 1, we are looking at 16 minutes left in time. And I currently took a 2-0 sweep, played against Dark Magician. I will say he had me on the ropes there with Secret Village with the Spellcasters and having 2 Spellcasters on the board. But we were able to manage to get out the Wind Pegasus at Agnister and use it to blow up the Secret Village, Lightning to blow up his monsters, and just kind of swung from game there. So we secure a victory there, and I'm doing not too bad piloting so far. Most of the hands are pretty standard. It's just learning to kind of play through interruptions and such. So we'll see what happens in round 2. Stay tuned. Yeah, and here are our duelists at work. Currently, we got 2 matches still going. And yeah, we got a pretty good crowd. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of us. So nice. It's a lot bigger than normal. So we'll see what happens here. All right, you guys. So round 2 is over. There is 7 minutes left. And played against Vanquish Soul. And I was very interested to see how this matchup would go. He went first. I was able to stop with the right places, Ash and Imperm. And then we were able to just kind of dominate with my board and to break his board using the Agnister. So I didn't even touch the Firewall engine. And I was able to go just into the pure Agnister, blow up the field spell, blow up his monsters, and then just swung in for game. Game 2, he opened Tickboo and Shifter. So we went to game 3. Game 3, I tried to set up my board. He nibbed me, but I ended on Dark Fluid and Imperm set. We were able to control with just that and a ghost spell in hand. Came back to me, but he unfortunately Zeused my board too, so I was able to stop Zeus with one negate that I had left with Dark Fluid, but he had another material, so my board was white. But I recovered, and we were able to take it just barely. So we're 2-0 right now. There's 7 minutes left in time, so we'll see what happens. So hopefully we can end on a pretty strong note today with Firewall Attic Mr. Mathmech. I mean, it's long, but hey, it is doing great so far. My analysis of the deck is just great, phenomenal. There are definitely spots where I could have played a little better with using my interruptions, but live and learn, right? So stay tuned, guys. All right, you guys, so round 3, craziest round of my life. Playing against Branded Despia, like a 50 card, 60 card pile or something. Going first, I opened up a good board. He was not able to crack it, swung for game. Game 2, he set up the board, we went back and forth for a bit, and I ended up taking the L there. Game 3 was a lot of back and forth, and he spooky dogwood. Let me tell you, I was afraid and also not afraid and also dumb. So I let him climb up to like 31,000 life points or something, and then just slowly knocked it down, and then eventually just slowly chipped away at it, and we ended up taking the win, going undefeated. So doing pretty good today, undefeated with adding Mr. Mathmech. So let me head back to the studio, and we'll give you my lowdown out of the deck. All right, let's show price support. So this is what I got for price support. Let's kind of just open it up. I wanted to get 4 Cyberstorm, but they ran out, so get Battle of the Legend, Crystal's Revenge, which, of course, knowing my luck, I don't get anything good out of that set anymore. So let's see. Wannabe, that's cool, I guess. Probably just going to get all supers. I don't know. I don't think anyone pulled anything crazy. Last pack. Yep. Nothing too crazy. Well, that's it. So let me show you, let's just overview deck analysis for today. All right. So after our locals today, I think adding Mr. Mathmech has a lot of really great potential, especially with the way that I had it configured. There are some changes that could be made, like for side decking. Depending on your locals, there are things that you want to take in to put out. I think my lineup of the Effect Veilers, Imperm, Ash, and Nib were good choices. Nib might be better for siding, and you put something like DD Crow to get rid of pesky graveyard stuff, or Ghost Spells to stop graveyard stuff in general. Nibiru never really came up. It was discard fodder at this point, which, cool, I guess. Evenly Matched definitely did carry for one game. Still love that card, and I'll forever play it. And honestly, I did not use access code and update jammer for the deck. So that is also another 2 slots that I could remove to put something else in. But, the deck is completely flexible. There is lots of options you can do. You can play the 60 card pile that we saw earlier this year that was playing the same variant, same end board essentially, but it had more resilience against hand traps because you're playing triple tax talent, the thrusts. You're playing more hand traps in the main. You're also playing the firewall engine. The extra deck was just super tight for this version that I wanted to play, that I just had no room for flexibility to include other things like Link Decoder or more Link 2s, like 2 Splash Mages for the side or for long game. But we made do with what we got, and that's what matters the most from this version. But honestly, I loved it. Going undefeated with it, was really satisfying, really great. My matches were hard fought, and they were hard won deserved. But that is it for our local diaries today, you guys. If you like the content, remember to like and subscribe. We'll be back to our regularly posting. Also, check out my Instagram. I do post on there a lot with some good questions and such. So check it out when you got a chance. But if not, I will catch you in the next one, duelists.